Oh yes, NS Nation, another week down, another movie seen, another review given. What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Corey. Today we are reviewing American Ultra. If you don't know what American Ultra is about, it's about a failure, listless stoner who doesn't really have anything worthwhile going on in his life. The only good thing in his life is his girlfriend. And come to find out, we learn that he is a highly trained, valuable government asset, but he was actually a failure. So because of that, the government wants to eliminate him, and the person who guided him throughout the program and helped train him actually cares a lot about him, and she doesn't want to see him eliminated. So she travels to the town that he lives in. She activates him, and he becomes this fatal killing machine. Before we get into this review, I just want to give a big thumbs up to Mr. Landis, the writer of this film. He did an incredible job. I had low expectations for this movie. My threshold of excitement was not that high. To be honest, the trailers did not get me excited, but something was telling me to go see this movie. Something was eating at me, gnawing at me, and I had to give this movie a try, and I have to say I was pleasantly surprised. It was a great ride. Max Landis, you have my vote. You have a fan in me, and I am so excited to see what you will do in the future as a writer. I am now heavily enthralled in your career, and I will be going to see movies that you write in the future. But without further ado, let's get into this film. I have to say that my wait and see policy over the last few movies has not been fulfilled. I have been wrong about a lot of things, but if I ever had to be right through my wait and see policy, I am so glad it was with this movie. I am so glad it was with this actor slash actress. My biggest pro of the film was Kristen Stewart. She was great in this movie. I'm telling you, she showed emotion. She had at least 7 facial expressions. She did not look like a corpse. I don't know if it was in Twilight, maybe because of her hair color, it fleshed a lot of the color out of her face. This movie, she had red hair, so it at least gave a lot of color to her face. But all in all kidding aside, she had serviceable acting in this film, and what a wonder a little bit of hair color will do for your delivery. She looked like an actual human being. She had great dialogue. She had great chemistry with Jesse Eisenberg's character. And I really enjoyed her acting. And I don't think it's fair, a lot of the criticism that she gets for Twilight. And I was so afraid that she would be typecasted after the Twilight saga. We've seen typecasting ruin a lot of potential talent. I'm still mad that Jaleel White gets typecasted as Steve Urkel because he's a great actor, and I really believe that he could have gone on to have an amazing career. So I am so glad that Kristen Stewart is able to break out of that shell, and she took a great first step. And she's still young. She has a lot of her career ahead of her. So I'm really excited to see where that goes. Jesse Eisenberg was hands down great. Again, I'm a big fan of his. He was great in Zombieland. He absolutely blew me away in The Social Network. And I cannot wait to see what he does with Lex Luthor in Batman vs. Superman. So this was, of course, another great outing for him. I don't think he's had a movie that I haven't enjoyed yet. Emma Stone had a lot to do with my enjoyment of Zombieland, but I have a huge crush on Emma Stone, so I will kind of give Jesse Eisenberg the benefit of the doubt in that one. Also, Topher Grace. I haven't been a big fan of Topher Grace. Spider-Man 3 was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. But that's not exactly his fault. That was the writing. Not even Tobey Maguire could save that movie. So I won't hold that against him. But Topher Grace, he actually did a nice job in this movie. He kept me laughing. Overall, the movie just kept me enthralled. I thought it was an enjoyable movie, a good movie that you can enjoy with anyone. Not the little kids though. I mean, this movie is not for little kids. There's a reason it's rated R. So don't think you can take your kids in and you can enjoy a little bit of family time. If you want to go see a family movie, you're probably going to have to take them to see Inside Out. But this movie was enjoyable. It's a good movie for friends. It's a good movie if you want to take the girlfriend or the boyfriend out, or, you know, if you're hopped up off of something and you just need a place to blow steam off. It's a pretty good movie for it too, and you'll be in good company because that's actually the character's MO also. So the cons, it's a little low budget, but I guess that's to be expected. I mean, this wasn't going to be a movie that was going to threaten and make a run at the Golden Globes or the Oscars. That being said, in low budget movies, the dialogue tends to be a little cheesy at times. Sometimes the characters' lines make you kind of go, huh? Or what? Or I don't get it. So that was somewhat of a con for me, but not a major detraction from what the film had to offer overall. The ride that we are taking on throughout this movie is so enjoyable. I've heard this movie compared as a cross between Pineapple Express and the Bourne movies. That could not be further from the truth. That is such an unfair comparison. This movie is something all in its own, and it does have a little bit of a Pineapple Express element. And of course, if there's a lot of killing and great choreography, then it's going to be like the Bourne Identity. But then again, so are a lot of movies. But this does not feel like that. It is a movie all within its own, and it was an original story. There were a lot of great performances throughout this movie. One was John, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name, let's just call him John L. He played Jesse Eisenberg's friend in this movie. I believe his character's name was Rose. He was great. He had me laughing every time he came on screen. The things he was saying and the way he delivered those lines, he definitely stole the show for me. I thought that he kept a lot of the scenes lighthearted. It was also great to see Lavelle Crawford in this movie. I was surprised. I was not expecting to see him. He's a comedian. He won Last Comic Standing one year, and he's had a couple of shows and he's had a couple of funny skits. If you don't know who Lavelle Crawford is, go on YouTube, look him up. I promise some of his clips will have you laughing. He's definitely a great comic, and I was glad to see that he was in this movie and that his dream of acting is still alive. But overall, I like the plot. I like the pacing. I like some of the scenes, some of the action scenes. They were creative, to say the least. Jesse Eisenberg's delivery was pretty spot on. His personality, it always seeps a little bit through into his characters, and that's not a problem because each of his characters are different. He likes to take on a lot of different roles. He's like Johnny Depp in that he always seeks out something different, something challenging, something that he hasn't done before. So I was definitely glad that he chose this role, and he really, really did not disappoint me. Overall, I give this movie a 6.5. I thought that a lot of actors and actresses had great performances. So this movie is definitely a movie that you will want to go see if you're just looking for something for a little bit of lighthearted enjoyment. After all, we had some crazy movies come out over the past couple of months. A lot of drama swirling around them, a lot of serious storyline, and then the rest of 2015 doesn't look like it's going to be short on that. Black Mass looks like it is going to be an excellent movie. Make sure you go see this film if you're just looking for a nice, quiet weekend at the movies. We haven't had a lot of films to do that, so this is definitely one of those. If you like the review, make sure you go to Facebook and search Nerdy Sense Productions. Give us a like. You can also follow us on Twitter at NerdySense1. Those are the two pages where you can stay up to date on all of our latest content that we are pushing through. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe below. I am so glad to have seen this movie and bring this review to you guys. There's just so many great things coming down the pipeline for the end of this year in 2016, and I am so happy that I can bring it to you all. Until next time, this is Nerdy Sense. NS Nation, stand up.